You guys, if y'all are joining, I'm sure y'all can hear me, but Lori is going to be teaching a class on Christmas tips and tricks. I won't be able to answer a whole lot of questions in here. I might be able to comment. So if y'all have any, y'all can leave them. I'll try to get back with y'all. I'll try to be able to comment here, but I'm not going to talk a whole lot because she is doing a demonstration tonight on how to decorate a Christmas tree, and we thought this would be a good video for you guys to also see as well, to be able to view and watch. But as you can see, I think she's got over 40 people coming in tonight to watch this live event here in New Albany, Mississippi. She's getting her bows ready. She's got some really beautiful ribbons here. Hey, Nicole. I might not be able to talk because once the class gets started, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to kind of let Lori do her thing. I won't be able to answer questions or anything, but I just thought this would be a fun way for you guys to see her design. Yeah, I just went ahead and went live, so I can kind of let them know I won't be talking during the demonstration. Hey, Caitlin, over on YouTube, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll try to come back and answer questions, but for tonight, we're not going to be talking, or I'm not going to be answering a whole lot of questions in the comments because Lori is going to be doing a demonstration tonight for a bunch of the ladies here in New Orleans, Mississippi, and she's going to teach you guys how to decorate your Christmas tree for the holiday season. We are good, Caitlin. How are you? Thank you guys for the follows. We really appreciate it. If y'all saw our TikTok before we went live, you would see some of the products that she is using tonight. They're really, really pretty. She's really working with more traditionals, red and green, some golds, some really pretty designer deluxe ribbons. Tonight you're going to learn how to attach your bow to your tree, attach your ribbons to your tree, how to make a bow, how to attach your ornaments to your tree, and a bunch of tips and tricks on decorating and all of that fun stuff. So be sure to stay tuned. We should get started here in about, I don't know what time it is. Here in about 10 minutes, she's going to get started. She's just prepping some stuff right now. Everybody's really coming in. We've got a lot of people coming in, still trickling in. So I think they said they had over 40 people committed to come, but they'll have more than that. So it's just a real cool local event that the town has put on for their locals. There is an audience to the left. So y'all be hearing them. Y'all be hearing them ask questions, but tonight Lori is going to be a Christmas tree. She's going to be teaching y'all some tips and tricks on how, I'm sorry guys, some tips and tricks on how to do that.
Have you? It's been a while. Has it been a while? Yes. Like how long's a while? Past year or so? 5 years. 5 years. I worked at TMI 14 years ago, and I've been back working there for the past 2 years. So this is my second Christmas back.
Thank you, Custom Creations in Belfast.
It can be very overwhelming. Someone came in today, and they were just like, "You'll be fine."
And it is a class. She's going to be teaching tonight some tips and tricks on how to decorate your Christmas tree, how to attach ribbons, how to make bows, how to attach your ornaments, some really good tips and tricks. We're getting into that season where people are starting to want to decorate their trees.
show these things.
Thank you guys for all the hearts and the follows. We really appreciate you guys.
All things glittered. Yes. Well, this is only just a little service, so you definitely got to go to the store. Do y'all follow us on any of the social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? But I will. Yeah.
We're all over. We're on every platform. Yes, every platform.
It keeps all of that stuff, like, keeps it all going, and there's some other girls that do videos and stuff at the store, and so keeps you on top of it.
Isn't the tree so pretty? That's a TMI tree too. Oh goodness, I'm glad you're here, Jackie. I'm glad you made it. I'll give y'all another little view of the audience that we've got. They're still coming in. Good afternoon, Beck. Is that a good view? Can y'all see okay? Yeah, absolutely. Just another, I am pretty much, I guess. Thank you, Nicole, for sharing the live. You're so sweet. Thank you so much for the follows and the love, guys. We should get started here in a few minutes. I just went ahead and went live just to go ahead and get things going, get some people on so you guys could see what was going to happen, all the good things. So if you're just joining, Lori is actually going to be doing a demonstration here in New Albany, Mississippi for a bunch of ladies here. And what she's going to be teaching tonight is how to decorate your Christmas tree. She's going to give you all the tips and tricks. So these ladies really requested, they wanted to know how to do bows, attach their ornaments, and do ribbon. So, oh, hey, new followers. You're getting a lot of new followers. Lori's saying hey. It's going to be a fun night.
You told us about it, so we're like,
Amen. We do all need something uplifting. I'm cracking up because Lori is seeing people locally that she knows coming out to support her tonight. Hi there. Hey, you guys. So all the items tonight, if you're looking to buy Christmas, all the items that Lori's going to be working with tonight, you can find at TMI Gifts, DOTCOM. And you can use, we have discount codes out there, but we also have a free shipping code over $50 or more. And it is TMI Ship. So TMI Ship. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much.
She can make that. If you can make the bow, have you seen that line? You know, have you ever used one of those? Have you ever used one? It's real hard to make. If you make a freehand bow, it's like you're used to making a that's probably hard for you on a lot of people out there. I made some bows on that today. Once you start learning YouTube videos and things, so I've watched some other like wreath makers and stuff out there that make bows on that. I just yeah, but if you can prove that's just you have a bunch of ribbon. I'm gonna make some of those, just those like that, and show you kind of how I just bring in. But we'll make it.
I think I'll do better just freehand.
Yes.
That thing looks
Do
great.
what you know how to do.
Lori, I went home and made 3 bows and we left it up.
Okay. Do what now?
I said I went home and made 3 after we got home.
Did you?
Yes.
And you love it.
I loved it. After I figured out what I was going to do, she told me. I know this is easy.
The more you do it,
Yeah.
the better it gets. The easier it gets.
Yeah.
And I say that from experience with the bow makers. The more I do a bow on the bow makers, they look a little bit better, they get easier, they get to looking a little more uniform, and I get to realizing exactly what I do. So that's the same way. Freehanding that bow.
Lori, here, where's that? Michaela said you have something in your pants. Turn right there.
Oh, I probably do.
Oh, you do. Okay, you got a little bit of wire in your booty.
Why to get it?
Trimming workshop as I am, and Lori and Tiffany are both
On these?
From that store.
PMI up at Belmont, Golden, Mississippi. I think Lori lives in Red Bay and Tiffany's in Fulton, and they come over to share their Christmas spirit with us. So I think I'm gonna let Lori take it over, and I think she's gonna take some questions and answers, so
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank y'all for having me, and thank you for being here. So, Melvia told me that she wanted me to do this tree demo, and I think I kind of want to get from you guys, like, what's your biggest concern? Like, when you're putting together a tree, I think a lot of people say, I don't know how to put the ribbon on there. Is that a big concern? Is putting a ornament on there or a ball a concern for you on how to place it onto a tree? Yes.
Yes, for some people it is.
Okay, so I brought traditional colors today. Let's just jump into it. Y'all got any questions? Is there anything that y'all feel free to ask me any questions, okay? Or say anything that you want to say, okay? Or tell me to stop and demonstrate something a little bit more in detail. Can y'all see okay? Do I need to scoop this table over some? Y'all good? So when you decorate, I want to say this when I start decorating this tree. I decorate a lot of trees, and I do not do a tree the same every time. And I may put on my own personal tree at my home, I may put my ribbon, I may use a different ribbon every year, and I may put a different ribbon up every year. I usually put my ribbon on somewhat the same every year in my tree. So if you're decorating at your home, then you're gonna do probably the same thing every year. You're gonna kind of put your ribbon on there the same way. You may use something different, or you may use some different ornaments, but you're basically going through the same emotions of decorating your tree at your home every year. Now, I don't always decorate a tree the same all the time, okay? So it depends on what I have. So today I brought these very large balls because, and when Belvia asked me to come, I wanted to make sure that I brought things where you guys can think outside the box a little bit. Sometimes somebody's going to give you something. It could be, you know those little elves that have the bending legs? Does anybody have any of those? Do you have any, or like a little gingerbread that has these little bendable arms and things like that? And you want to put those in your tree, well, you really don't know how, because you have this, on those little elves, I wish I would have brought one, they have the little hanger on the front side of their hat, Or like the little Santas, I've even had those. The Santa faces, the little hangers on the front side of their hat, and when you try to attach them to the tree, they don't ever go into the tree right. There's different ways that you can put that stuff in there. You know, I do have some signs, some larger signs that I want to show you how to put those in there. But it's, put what you want to in your tree, okay? Just don't be scared to put it in there. If it's an elf, take your tree branch and wrap that branch around that elf's leg to make it hang outside there. Or it's a candy cane. You want it to hang outside. Wrap your tree branch around it and it's gonna hang in there. So, saying that, I brought this large ball. So what I wanna do, sometimes I always start with my ribbon and put my ribbon in my tree. And Macy has told me before, like we'll be decorating a tree and she'll be like, this is odd that I'm starting with balls. But if I'm using a large ornament like this, if I have large balls or something, I'm gonna put those in my tree first. And then I'm gonna work around those when I go in with my ribbon, okay? So who puts the ribbon in first, or who even puts ribbon on their tree? Raise your hand if you put ribbon on your tree. Yay, lots of people put ribbon on their tree. That makes me happy, because ribbon just does something, you know. Okay, so let's attach these large balls. I've only brought 4 of these. Now, who has a tree that they decorated all the way around? Okay, me too. I decorate mine all the way around because it's in the center of the room. All right, I'm probably not going to decorate the back side of this just because, just the sake of time, and I'm going to have to undecorate it. But when you have a large ball, this is a very full tree. I have a pencil tree, and there's a difference in a pencil tree and a slimline tree. Okay, a pencil tree is very skinny all the way up, probably the same size all the way up. A slimline tree is a little bit larger at the bottom and then graduates on up to slim. Then this is just a normal tree, okay? I have a pencil tree and the ball's not this large, it's a size down from this, and I still put large balls in my tree, okay? So don't be scared. You want it to make a statement, okay? When you have a tree like this, I'm gonna find a hole. So when I'm looking at this tree right here, I see that I kind of have a hole here. I have a little bit of a hole here. I want to make sure that I have filler at the bottom of this tree because it's a fat tree and I want to kind of get good coverage. I don't want everything to be so full up here and not get good coverage at the bottom. So I'm just going to nestle this ball up in the bottom there. I'm taking this little hook here on this and I'm going to find a branch back in the back of here. And I'm going to run that ball up on it, and then I'm going to take the tine, or take the, what am I trying to say? The hook of this ball, and I'm wrapping it around that tree branch, okay? Or that tine of the tree. And then I'm bending that branch over. Okay, so I've got that in there, but I want to show y'all out here. I wrapped it around this. When I got it wrapped around it, I bent it right where I had it wrapped, and so it holds it in there. So that ball is sturdy, but it's not going to come out. Okay, and then you're just going to, when you go to undecorate it, you're just going to bend that out. It's just going to kind of unwind itself. And then you're going to be able to take it out. Okay, so I'm going to put all 4 of those large balls in first. Now, let's just say you don't have one of these Chanel stems. I've taken one of these Chanel stems, I've cut it in half. I'm just going to run it through, and I'm making myself a hook. This Chanel stem, it's got wire in it, so that's going to make it better about wrapping around your branch. It's going to hold it better, okay? So you can do the same thing like this. All right, so I'm going to go in maybe about right here. Find a man time and just bend it over. Now, I only brought 4 of these. You definitely could do mix and match. You do not have to do 4. A lot of people say work at odds. So you could work in odds if you wanted to. Let's do one about right here. Now, these are bigger branches out here, a little fluffier branches. Very pretty tree. But I want to get one of these branches on the inside here that's just a little bit easier to bend and not as large. Questions, anyone? tree, Lori? I would take those Chanel stems, and I would actually take that, and since I've cut that in half, I would take and run that in there, and then you're gonna be able to actually hang that over that, and you would be able to get it tight. So like, let's just say this is a real tree and it's right there, you'd be able to get that ball up there close to it and actually twist this around it, and then see it's gonna hang on there. And you'd be able to get onto the inside of it to do that too. Chanel stems work really well. Sorry. Okay, where do we need to put this other ball? For the top? Okay, who uses traditional colors and who uses pastels? Traditional. How many is traditional? Anybody use pastel? Yeah. One or two pastels. Traditional is one of those things that, when I say traditional, red and green is what I mean. You can mix in the gold, you can mix in silver, or you can mix in red and green, and then you can do hot pink with it. Or you can do a pink color, or another really funky color. So you can always go back to your reds and greens. Okay, so I have my larger balls in, and now what I want to do is I want to make sure that I put ribbon in next. So when you decorate a tree, y'all tell me, because I can do this a couple of different ways. Do y'all want to see sprays coming out the top? Or do you want to see no sprays coming out the top? Who wants to see the sprays coming out the top? Okay. Okay, the sprays that I brought, and we're going to put sprays coming out the top. I brought some leaves. I brought some of this gold fall spray, which is a type of spray that you would put out the top of your tree. I brought these little curly things that are green sequin things, which is something that you would see coming out the top of the tree. The other two things that I brought, as far as like a spray or a pig, is leaves. Now you could put these in the top, but I'm not as, these are beautiful. We're gonna put these in the tree, but we're not gonna put them in the top of the tree. Now if you want to, get brave and y'all try to figure it out, but you are gonna see the back part of that leaf if you put that in there. Okay, so this gold ball spray, we have several colors in this. We did have a white, but we sold out of all the white. We have this gold, and we do have several other ball sprays. We've got red, we've got green, we've got multicolors on these. We have like the red and green mix, lots of glitter. There's glitter in my grout, and it's permanent. Okay, I'm gonna try to get to the back of this tree right here. Okay, where y'all can see me. I know y'all cannot see the top of this tree, or can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Y'all can? Okay, great. Okay, so if you have a 7.5 foot tree and you have 8 foot ceilings, I don't want to discourage you from doing sprays out on the top of your tree, but it probably doesn't look right. Because what happens? Can anybody tell me what happens? They hit the ceiling. And you never can, it's the problem is that when people go to decorate and you don't know how to really put them in there, you start, when I go to the top, if you have a standard 8 foot ceiling and you have this 7.5 foot tree, because that's what this tree is a 7.5 foot. When you go to decorate that tree, when you go to put this spray in, right now I'm not having that problem because I have a tall ceiling. But when you go to put this in there and you try to get that in there, you're hitting the top of your ceiling. So it causes you to get aggravated and frustrated about putting the sprays coming out of the top. Okay, you can cut this off, but once you do that, depending on what tree that you have, then you don't have anything for this stick, like to balance it, to keep it in balance up here, okay? Is this making sense? Anybody got any questions? Because I feel like I'm talking Greek a little bit. So if I'm gonna put these sprays in there, you wanna get that. You wanna start at the top too and get that in there, okay? And all it is about adding and pulling out. Okay, and you have to stand back and look. Does anybody feel like they get a good workout when they put their tree up? And who has help besides Belvia? Belvia. Y'all recruit everybody you know to come and help you decorate your tree. Okay, and I usually, when I'm decorating, I usually try to stand back and look at it to see what it looks like and then go in again. So I'm gonna have to stand back in a minute and really look at this, or y'all have to say, hey, a minute ago when I was putting these lights on there, I was like, okay, where's the holes at?
Do you have a set number that you use as far as sprays and popping trees?
I can,
How many?
well, when I pull product to do a tree, like when we talked about, hey, we're gonna do this tree, I've decorated enough trees to know, like, I'm gonna pull at least 12 to 18 of a spray when I pull it. If you're gonna do this right here, you're gonna have to have 5 or 6 sprays because I've already put 5 of the gold sprays up there. So, and I haven't really got it that full, right? So sometimes when you see those, like, it depends. You know, we have some grassy sprays that kind of go up and then they kind of flare over. So like, I might would have put this ball spray, and if I would have brought the grassy spray, I would kind of graduate it down into the grassy spray. You definitely want to make it full. If you're just going to put 1 or 2 sprays, it's not going to give you the look that you're going to go for. Okay, now, as I'm doing this, do y'all see how you see all of the sticks in there? Do y'all even see that? This is a really cool tree if you don't see that, okay? So when I'm looking at this, if you was to have a really sparse tree, well, I don't see the sticks in it, but when I'm up there at it, yeah, I can see the sticks. You want, if you have a thinner tree, like this has the big bushy tines on it. If you had a tree that was like this, you would be able to see some of your sticks there. That's where your ribbon comes into play. We're gonna start covering all that stuff up with some ribbon. That's why when you buy a tree topper, like some people make like 3 or 4 of these and they zip tie them together and they put the bow on it. You can buy the little tree topper and you're gonna come home and you're gonna put it in there. You can, but it might be a little difficult for you to get it into your tree and to get that bow and everything to make it look right, okay? That's why this class is good, where you can actually see how to do it yourself. Okay. Can you see the green in there? Is that enough green? Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. That way we kind of get an idea. So I used 5 of the gold sprays. You could graduate on down, but I think I'm gonna make the fullness of the ribbon at the top right there, okay? All right, so I kind of chose this NUTCRACKER ribbon. It's a 4-inch ribbon. It's got the velvet on the sides of it. Is anybody into nutcrackers? This was kind of big. Huh? Yeah. You have a bunch of nutcrackers. They're timeless. Nutcrackers are timeless. If you decide that you don't want to use nutcrackers, you just take the nutcracker ribbon out, use your traditional reds and greens, and you're all set. So I just think it's a really pretty traditional piece. Okay, so my nutcrackers are going up and down like this. The one important thing that you want to do is that you're not turning your nutcrackers upside down going down your tree. So when you get a pattern ribbon, always be mindful of that. Sometimes it's okay, like if we were making a bow, we wouldn't want our nutcrackers to be all upside down if we were making a bow with this. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to leave me a little tail here at the top. I'm going to use a couple of different ribbons here. I'm going to use this, it's a shiny, it's not glitter. I'm going to grab me this box right here because getting you something to throw your ribbon in to keep it from running everywhere is always good. Okay? Whatever you can get. Okay. I'm going to take this. Now, I don't do this the same every time. I'm going to show y'all a couple of different ways, okay? I want to get good coverage up here at the top. So I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to make a loop. Okay, I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm just going to make me a loop. Okay, that's all it does. Just a loop. Not even going to worry about it for now. Now, I brought this velvet that has a green back on it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I am going to make another loop with it. I'm not going to cut it. And then I'll put a gold. And I think I'm going to put it at the top. And I want to make a loop going down here at the bottom of it. See, I've just kind of made a little loop. Just kind of tie that gold in. Okay. Now this ladder is a little thin. Stay up here. Y'all bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Now, can you zip tie this? Absolutely. But I'm just going to take this thinner tine of this branch of the tree, and I'm going to lay this. Of course, I get my ladder on it. This is a little bit sturdier. Okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take that tine of that tree, and I'm going to wrap it around that ribbon. Okay, and then I'm just going to fluff this. Let me cut that edge. Okay, and I'm not going to dovetail this red velvet because it's got the green backing on it. And now all of these ribbons are still attached. And I'm just going to come down the tree with my ribbons. And wherever I want to tuck that in at, see I've kind of got a hole right here. I want to kind of cover that up. I'm going to take that, bunch it in, wrap that tree branch around it, and then just kind of spread that out.
So how do you do that if you have a live tree?
You're gonna need to get those
Zip ties?
You're gonna get zip ties, or you want to get these. We have these in color. We've got green, we've got red, we've got white. Depending on what your ribbon is, we have white. So if you're doing a live tree, it's really hard. They make those trees now too that are real stiff. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like the ends, the branches are real stiff and they don't bend very well. So if you have one of those trees, one of those real trees that are like that, a lot of those Bethlehem light trees, those PVC type trees, they are that way. And if you get one of those, you're gonna have to use that Chanel stem to actually get that in. If you want this look. No, so it's a little bit more work if you have a live tree. Do you have a live tree? Every year? My daughter does one, and she has nearly every year. There's been a couple of years that she has it. And she just puts lights on it, and then she does an artificial tree with her Radco ornaments and stuff like that on it, where she can put ribbon and stuff on it. Because it's hard. It's hard if you want to put ribbon on it. Okay, y'all see that? Now, everybody says, make me a bow to go at the top of my tree, right? This is not, it's a bow, but it's really not a bow. We're just taking ribbon and we're just wrapping the branches of the tree around it, okay? All right, I'm gonna go down the tree. And now if you go a little further, and look, on this ribbon right here, let's turn it around, let's give it another look. Let's get a little green in there. Let's go in about right here with this.
ribbon. I'm gonna wrap one of those ties just around it. And then we're gonna get our nutcracker ribbon in here. Wrapping another one around it. And you can pull this because you've got a little bit of play in that. Or tighten it up. See, I pulled that out too much. I want to tighten that up. I'm just gonna pull it a little bit. Okay, now you see where I've got it tucked in here, so you can still see that. But we're gonna cover that up in just a little bit, because we're gonna go in with some of our balls and some of our sprays, and we're just gonna cover that up, and you're never gonna see where you put your ribbon. Does it look fairly easy? Well, when I'm finished decorating this, whoever sticks around, we will play with it. I will get you up here. You can come up here. You can actually play around with this. And sometimes when you actually do it yourself, it's a little bit better. And you can come and actually wrap it around it. It's a little better. And then you're just I've just dovetailed the ends of it. Okay, so let's put a little bit more ribbon around this. I'm gonna go to this side. We're gonna do the same thing over on this side, and of course I have this big ball here. It's always good to have an apron on when you're by yourself and you're doing this stuff. So when does everyone put up their tree?
Day after Thanksgiving.
When?
The day after Thanksgiving.
Day after Thanksgiving. Is most everybody day after Thanksgiving? Do what?
So it doesn't stay up very long and it's a lot of work.
Yes, yes. I agree. I let the time get away from me last year. I used to put my scissors on my arm. And I did not get my Christmas tree up, and I just had a little one up. And so I'm gonna do better this year, but it's probably gonna have to go up sometime in person to November if I'm gonna get one. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, we wanna make sure that we cover this all the way around. So I'm gonna put right here on the front. Now, does that not make it look just totally different? Just by adding the ribbon up there, and I really didn't. Now, if you have trouble attaching ribbon to a tree, yes, I could make you 3 bows, just short streamers. You put those at the top of your tree, and then all you've got to do is come back there and add you some ribbon through it. I've done that before a lot of times. Sometimes I've just made little bows, like I've done right here, just little loop bows, cut it off, attach those to the top of the tree, and then come back later and come in with ribbon throughout my tree. Sometimes I've just done bows, like random little bows on the tree or loops throughout the tree. So there's no wrong, I don't think there's no wrong way to do it. You may not get the look you're looking for. I mean, I'm not gonna say that it might not make it look like you're going for, but there's lots of different ways that you can do your ribbon. Okay, we need to get in the front here. And I'll tell you what, let's just cut off. Let's cut it off. Somebody say, oh. Somebody say, oh. Cut it off. Let's do something different. It's all gonna look good. That's what we're here for. We're all here to learn something different. Like I made a mistake. I don't like it. I want to do something different. Okay, great. We're gonna do something. So I cut that off. I'm just gonna start again with the same process of like what I had up there. Another loop. Another loop. And you're just gonna do a loop with that. I'm so glad I did that because when y'all went, oh, I know that y'all were gonna learn something. I know you are. Just know you are. Okay, so now I've got just my ribbon right there. I want to start again. I'm going to start about right here. I'm going to find that time, back in there, wrap it around it, and remember, you can zip tie. If y'all want to zip tie this stuff, you can. I'm going to turn it again. Tuck it up in there. Now, does it look bad? Y'all thought it was going to mess it all up, but it didn't. And so, I might not come all the way down. I'm just going to cut off right here. Go to the red side. Feel good? Did it look like I made a mess out of it? No. So, don't be scared. You could go actually to the top, just do some loops, and especially when it gets too hard to work with, when you've got that ribbon hanging down there. That's why I've kind of got this box. Anything that you can get, put all your ribbon in where it's not rolling everywhere. And if this is too hard to mess with when you're going all the way down your tree and you're leaving those long, cut it off. Do you another loop, okay? Now that I'm on this side, let me just show you a little different way. I am gonna cover up the top. So since I have this ball here, I'm just going to make me almost like a bow for the top of it, okay, you guys? So, my nutcracker ribbon, and then a loop, and then I'm gonna cut this one off, okay? Do y'all watch any wreath makers or any designers out there? Anybody like watch videos or YouTube or?
I was just wondering, I see she's videoing, is she sending, you gonna send this to us?
Actually, you can go back and watch the replay. I think Tiffany's doing YouTube and TikTok right now. So she's live on YouTube and she's live on TikTok right now. You won't be able to watch the TikTok, but you can get the YouTube. Okay. So, just make a bow. Just like I did. All it was is just a couple of loops. You can call it a bow or you don't have to. But I'm just going to make it right here since I have this ball here. But I want some good coverage right here. Because we're covering up everything at the top. Almost looks like a Christmas present right at the top, doesn't it? So does it look good? Starting to cover up that top. And so I cut this off because I've got this ball here and I don't want my ribbon going straight across the ball, okay? So I've got that piece there. And then over here, let's just add some ribbon in. So y'all, I know you guys probably see some videos of people putting just like a couple of loops. They're using 1 4-inch ribbon and they're doing these loops and then they just tuck it in and it looks like it's just tucked in. Well, they're cutting the ribbon. They're actually taking that ribbon and when they go in with it, they're actually, they cut the ribbon off here and they're leaving it to the inside of the tree. You're not gonna mess it up, okay? Unless you just say, I just don't want to cut my ribbon. just like had started out a minute ago. Just trying to stay in the same pattern here. I'm not gonna cut that off yet. Okay, so I was at the end of the roll right there, so I'm gonna leave it that length, okay? So do you think I have enough ribbon toward the front? Y'all think that's as full as y'all would put it on the front side of the tree? Think I need a little more? No? So it's already pretty with just ribbon. That's why it makes me happy that y'all say, oh, I put ribbon in my tree. Ribbon makes everything really pretty, or I love ribbon. And, you know, if I use this nutcracker ribbon, I might not put all nutcrackers in my tree. I might use all my ornaments, all of my, you know, ornaments that are special to me, that I'm gonna put out my ornaments that are collector's items to me, and those special things that I have, I'm gonna use those. It's okay to have a theme tree. Maybe you wanna do blue and champagne, or some years I'll put, this ribbon right here is beautiful with blue. You wanna put in some royal blue, or even some, I wouldn't say turquoise blue, but like royal blue with this, do it. Because we did last year, and a lot of people absolutely loved it. They bought tons of royal blue with this. I'm gonna open up, I'm gonna go ahead and open up some more ribbon, because I think we're gonna need a little bit right here. And on this side. And then we'll start putting in some more ornaments. So once I start putting ornaments in, this is gonna go really, really fast, okay? We'll be finished, and y'all be like, oh, that was quick. This is probably the biggest thing that we do. Is this the most challenging thing for anybody? Ribbon? Y'all are not asking any questions, so. Okay, so I'm leaving this attached. I want to add just a little bit of ribbon down this. Did y'all notice how this was just piece here? I'm not cut this piece, but I am going to go in and add this. So when I tell y'all, literally, you do not have to do everything the same every time, okay? So when you take your tree down, I know there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say, I wrap my tree up with saran wrap, and I stick it in a shed, and I bring it back out, and I take the saran wrap off, and then it's ready. Great. But when I take my tree down, I take everything off, and I'm going to take this ribbon off, and I'm going to roll that ribbon up, and I'm going to get it out the next year. Do you think I'm going to remember that I put that right there? Does anybody remember that? Has anybody ever done that? So every year I'm that way. So I have these rolls, and it's got like pieces of ribbon. Well, I just take that pieces of ribbon, and I just make it work. So these pieces of ribbon may end up at the top of my tree next year, but that's okay. Because I'm just gonna get a little bit different look, you know? I've got the same ribbon, I've got the same things, but I'm just gonna get a little different look in a different spot, okay? All right, so I'm gonna loop. And we're using this one, I'm gonna loop with it. I left my nutcracker attached there. I'm gonna take this gold, just like we did before. The only one I'm not using is the nutcracker, right? Okay, I'm leaving all of that attached. Do y'all see why it's good to have your little box here? Chase ribbon. All right, so I'm going to take this ribbon. I'm going to put it right here where I've got this bunch down here, where I took the nutcracker and put the tree tine around it, and I'm just going to wrap it around it. Then I'm ready to come down with the rest of it. Then I'm ready to come down with the rest of it. But y'all are not gonna tell me if it looks bad right now, I'm sure, or somebody might would, somebody out there that's blunt, but just, I hope this is showing you that whenever you take your ribbon, it's very forgiving and you can do different things with it, okay? Can y'all see that? I know some of you can, some of you can't. Okay.
Are all the pieces of ribbon, are they all wired ribbon?
Every one of them are wired. There's very few ribbons that we have that are not wired. We do carry a few of them because a lot of people like that. Your younger generation likes the little simple look with a little tied bow on the end of it. That would be a good way to use a real Christmas tree. You know how you take the little velvet that doesn't have the wire in it and you tie the little branch tied on the end of the branch? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's just a little floppy bow. We have some double-faced satin in red that is good for that. And then we have some little 7/8 and 3/8 inch velvet that's really cute that you can just tie on the end of a branch. So if you have a real tree or something that doesn't bend and you just want that little bitty look, Tiffany's very familiar with it. That's a whole thing out there with the minimalist and the very younger generation. They want that very minimal look, and so this is a little bit too bold for them sometimes, and they want that little simple look with that little bow on the end. So, not in Texas though. Not lots of places in the South, but a few. Okay, so you don't think we need a little ribbon right here? I think we do. So let's start maybe about right here and just add a little bit there. A little bit of this nutcracker right here. And do the same concept here. Leaving it all attached. Loop, loop, loop. Tail at the top, loop. Maybe about right here? Or y'all think I need some up in here?
I think that, I don't think you need any more up at the top.
Now, did you notice that I left it long over on the other side? And then I cut it a little bit shorter right here? This piece is going to be a little bit longer. Let me use this so you can see. Y'all see how this piece is a little bit longer? I really don't want to cut that because I don't want to waste that much ribbon. Would y'all cut it? You could, but I'm just going to leave it long. I am going to tuck it a little bit. You see it's going to be a longer piece. Then when you roll this up next year, you might use it somewhere totally different, okay? I needed that little extra ribbon, didn't I? Did what? Okay. Easy? Okay, we'll spend some time up here if anybody wants to come up and play with any of it. Okay, let's put in, now I don't have any on this side. Can y'all see that? Do y'all want me to put some ribbon right here? Y'all good? Feel like I decorated a. Good? Okay. So, big plaques. Just has a little string right here. Go in with it. all the way as close to the center part of it as you can. I'm gonna take two tines and twist them together. Just kind of nestle them up in there. Same way with the lantern. Who puts a lantern or anything like that in their tree? If you wanted to, you could put a lantern or something that's,
Have a sled.
yeah, a sled. We were talking about those like standing nutcrackers. If it was a stiff standing nutcracker instead of like an elf, put it up in there. Just make sure you get all your branches away from it and just nestle it up in there. All right, let's put one over here, maybe. Let's go down here where we have a lot of tree to cover. You want to put your larger stuff like some down at the bottom because you have so much tree area that you're covering down toward the bottom. Now all of this stuff can be shopped at tmigifts.com. If you're not on any of our socials, y'all download our socials. We do have a website and a mobile app if you're interested in downloading that too. A lot of videos. If you ever want to go back and learn something, if you're interested in downloading that too. A lot of videos. If you ever want to go back and learn something, you can always go back and look at any of our YouTube or if you ever want to go back and learn something, you can always go back and look at any of our YouTube or some stuff on Facebook, maybe some reels and stuff like that, Tiffany. Okay, so I've got some of these larger signs. I have these are new. They're beautiful. They just came in. I thought they were really pretty. It's got the bell, and then it's like 2 ornaments right here. I grabbed a couple of these. I thought I might put those on there, and then we're going to go in with a few ornaments. Okay, so when you're going to put these ornaments on the tree, if you've got these larger branches now, it's going to be a little bit harder. You're going to want to try to put 2 of them together because once you start, like, I want to show y'all. Can everybody see this branch that I'm at right now? If I wrap this around it and I bend this branch, it's okay to do that, but if it starts looking kind of weird, you know, like you bend the branch and you can see it, you don't want that to be seen. It's going to hold it in there really well, but you don't want it to look odd. Like this one right here, it definitely would look odd on. Let me see if I can find one right here. See how bushy this one is? If I wrap this around it and I bend that, you can kind of tell it doesn't look really well. So try to find this type of branch. This one right here. And wrap it around it. And then possibly do a twist like this. And then you've got your ornament. It's your turn. Can y'all see it? Let me go right here. Okay, now let's add some balls. Love these Pinecones. Let's bring out a little gold in it. So, you're just finding your holes where you want to fill in. Wrapping those around the branch and then just hanging it there. Let's get some of these. I'm going to put that by the green. Let's use this one. Aren't these pretty?
Do you ever hang them like where they hang underneath? Or do you stop like right at the?
If you want to hang them underneath, I think it's great. Remember, you gotta get, and you know your tree better than I know your tree. So a lot of times, like, my daughter has a big box that's made like sometimes she'll put a tree in, and so her tree's kind of lifted up. So her tree's kind of starting right here. So you have all that branch that's around there. When you have that branch that's hanging down there, just imagine, when you have it and you're lifted up, aren't those pretty hanging back up underneath there? So you know your tree and you know what you have better than I do. So there's nothing wrong with having those hanging down there. They make trees also. The other tree that you sent me a picture of, y'all seen those trees where like, they kind of go to the inside and your branch kind of comes out? I don't know exactly what those are called. It's kind of like when you're looking at the tree, it's almost like a real looking tree. Like you got your branches that come down and then it kind of goes inside. So when you have your branch out here, when you hang something on it, it can hang before it touches another branch. Like this tree, if I was to hang it like that, that doesn't look right. They make those trees where when you hang it on it, kind of hangs there. And then the tree kind of goes in, and then your next branch comes out a little bit longer. So those are good that you want to kind of hang those on the edge and let them dangle a little bit. Maybe not as long as this, but you want to kind of tie it up and let it hang just a little bit because it hangs a little bit better.
Are all of the ornaments unbreakable?
All of these are all shatterproof. This one's more of a styrofoam with velvet and sequins on it. I'm going to nestle this one right up underneath here. And look, I got that secure in there, but then I shoved it up in there. And look, it stays. Now, if I would have just hung that on the branch, if I go through and I just hang these on the branch, it doesn't look really good. Okay, so that's why you want to take whatever your little ornament hook is here and wrap it around. And then just bend that tie. Just move everything around. You're not going to knock anything off because you got everything in there pretty secure. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go around here. And see, everybody's got different trees. If you have this big bushy tree, I'm having to do this a little different than if I would have just had like those evergreen tines on there. Get some green right here. Okay, so I have big bushy part here. I'm gonna wrap this one around. I actually probably need to get a chenille stem to hold that, but I'm getting that up in there. You guys might not can see that, but when I'm standing on this side of the tree, I can see that hole in there, and so I need something back in there, okay? Do y'all see that? Y'all don't even see it, do you? I'm gonna get one of these gold pine cones, and I'm gonna go right in here. See that hole? And that long pine cone looks like it covers inside that hole there. A couple more of these. I'm gonna do a red ball there. Get a little bit up in here where y'all can see on this side. When I pull for a tree, I know I may not have finished answering you earlier, but I usually pull in 12s. I pull 12 of each spray that I'm gonna use. I pull usually 12 of each ball that I'm using. Little smaller ornaments, I pull in 3s, 4s, and 6s. So I have this little plaque right here, all is calm, all is bright. It's 2 of them, and then one that says meet me under the mistletoe. It's really cute, and I'm just gonna add those in. Y'all, we haven't even got to the pretty stuff. The filler part of it.
If you have old ornaments that don't have a long wire on them like that, would you add a Chanel stem, or would you try to make a longer hanger like on those?
No, I've used a Chanel stem. You know, I have bought those ornament hangers that are just like the little, they're almost like ribbon. That you kind of like, you run them through there and you can just, I don't know what kind of knot that is, but you're just looping them over. But a Chanel stem works great because it's gonna give you more leverage to turn it. This one right over here for right now. Just get a little more coverage there. And then I'm gonna get a couple more of these red right here, and then I'm gonna go through, I didn't even use this one, I love this ball right here. We have a lot of these in different colors, I love that ball, but since I'm just decorating on this one side, I'm just gonna add a couple of red balls here, and then I'm gonna go in with some sprays where you guys can see how to attach your sprays. Try not to pay attention to the tags. Okay. All right, let's do a couple of these sprays. I have this leaf here, some red and green and gold. Feels to me, the green part of this almost feels like leather. It's so thick. And then it's got all this gold glittery stuff on it, and then the red is velvet, okay? I'm just gonna take that, and then it's got all this gold glittery stuff on it, and then the red is velvet, okay? I'm just gonna take that and kind of, okay? And now right here where I've got this ribbon bunched in there, I'm gonna stick this spray in there. Now you can even tell where I've got that bunched at. Now you can even tell where I've got that bunched at. Now you can even tell where I've got that bunched at. This is a really pretty spray. Really thick, really well made spray. So I'm gonna take that around. I'm gonna wrap it around that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now it's not gonna lay very well right there. I'm gonna find a tine back in here, and I'm in the back part of my tree, and I'm gonna wrap it around that branch to kind of hold that in there. I don't want it to completely cover up my ribbon. I'm just gonna move it around a bit. see what I'm doing. Didn't have these fluff, I'm just kind of pulling them out. Bending them down, they all have wire in all of the leaves. Okay, I don't have ribbon right there, but I see a part that needs to be good and covered. So I'm just gonna put new one there. I might change it in a minute, but I'm gonna put new one there for right now. Right here on this ball. Do at least one or two more of these. I'm wrapping a branch in that just to make sure that holds that in there. I'm getting close to using 12 of these just on one side. I've used 9. This will be my 9th one that I've used right here. Now we have this that we used in the top. We have this gold. It's beautiful. Thank you. Y'all have fun, ladies. Okay. Can y'all see that? Just wrapping a branch around it to hold it up, where I can get it to hold exactly the way I want it to. So some of them are going this way, some of them go this way.
So Lori, for a 7.5-foot tree, and you said if you have 8-foot ceilings, you kind of don't want to do like a tree topper like that. What would you do in place of that?
I think I would just do ribbon. I would
Ribbon?
if it was me, I would just start my ribbon up at the top. So like where I've done this part right here, I would just start my ribbon exactly at the top. So it's nearly touching your ceiling. You're not very far. And if you leave those tails like I did on this gold part, and then I left the nutcracker tail, you're nearly at your ceiling. So it still looks pretty.
I always struggle with that. I never know what to do.
skipping the front part because I don't want to be, I don't want to have my back to you guys. So I'm kind of skipping the front part here. Y'all see how my leaf is coming out because I didn't put a branch around it to hold it in? Okay, I feel like I have a really big hole right here. Do I? Y'all are standing back. Y'all can kind of see.
A red ball would probably be really pretty right there.
See how I went all the way on the inside of it? Because I really don't have branches out here to hang it from. I may have it too far in there, but it gives it good coverage. Might need it right there somewhere. I need something right here too.
So do you prefer a pre-lit tree or one whose string growing lights, and what are the pros and cons to each?
Good question. Personally, myself, I would not want a pre-lit tree. The LED light trees that they make now are better trees that have those microdot lights on them. Those are gonna last probably a little bit longer than your traditional lighted trees, or incandescent light trees. So the microdot LED trees, yeah, you're gonna get a longer life out of them, but I just as soon have a tree that's not lit and put my own lights on it. You're gonna pay a lot for lights to get your lights on there, but if you'll buy those LED microdot lights, they'll last a long time. And now that's personal preference, okay? But now, have I bought a lit tree before? Yes. You can't really find unlit trees. We do have some at our store, a few of them, but most people don't even wanna look at an unlit tree. But if your lights ever go out, you need to cut those lights off, because otherwise you're just putting lights on top of, if you get close enough to your tree, you're gonna be able to see those lights on there that are not working.
So how many lights per lit?
That's a preference too.
For this month?
Okay, how many lights do we have on this?
About 1,500.
About 1,500.
1,500 on a
7.5 foot tree. And to me, it needs a few more lights probably, right?
Yeah.
If you had the LED lights, or if you were doing those, it's gonna be a little bit brighter.
If you'll notice, it's LED on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. See these right here? These are the LEDs. These are incandescent.
Is there a soft white, bright white?
There is. This one's more, they call it, warm light or soft light. I mean, kinda like your LED lights in your home. And I'm not real sure, a lot of times if you get those pre-lit trees, it has all of them. It'll have warm lights, it'll have cool lights. They call them warm and cool sometimes. So like if you get those.
Cool is the brighter.
Probably the brighter. And some of them are almost blue. So like you gotta be real careful about what.
I need some new lights.
Yes, and they're pretty expensive. Anybody bought new lights? Like the LED lights? Do you put LED lights on that real tree? Or do you put lights on it?
I use those big fat lights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, love
But they're
those
white.
too.
They are LEDs, but
Yeah.
they're white.
Yeah.
Just because I love them.
Just because what? You
I
love
love
those?
them.
I do too.
Ben says my tree looks like a Griswold's.
I'm sure it's pretty. Okay, so I used 10 of those green ones just on the front part of this. I'm gonna go through with just some of this gold and kind of just put it in there, and look what a difference it makes. It just kind of makes, just kind of pops it out. Just adding another little bit of a dimension to the tree. I actually have some more of these that I could actually put in here. I'll open up a few more of those. Y'all like those gold in there? Yes. It just makes, this is a different type of spray, and so it just gives it a whole different look when you start adding those in there. I did bring another leaf. If you didn't like the red and green leaf, this red leaf right here is very, very pretty. It's got a lot of coverage on it. It's a beautiful leaf. So if you didn't like the green on it, you could almost just do the red, and you pull more red in. Love that leaf as well. Red and white. So red and white's been a big thing this year, and I always tell people, I've never been a big red and white. I love red and white. It's growing on me too. I've never really liked it in the past, but I think with my red and green, I've added white in with it before. So if you've ever done just red and white and you want to go traditional, keep your red and white, just add a little bit of green to it. You can do lime green and emerald green together. That's a big thing. So if y'all look at my ribbons that I have down there, y'all see this ribbon right here? This 4-inch right here? It's got the lime and some of the emerald color green in it. That was a very popular ribbon last year. I'm gonna make a bow in a minute with it, but I have paired it with this holly leaf too. But it's very, I've mixed that with some branch stuff as well. Again, this ball spray has been a great ball spray. We've got it in several different colors. Okay, what have I not shown you guys? We could add tons and tons of more ornaments onto this. I'm all about lots of sprays, lots of ornaments on here. Would y'all like to take some personal time for everybody to kind of come up and ask questions, play with maybe some of the ribbons or some of the items on the tree just to see how you can put them in? I want to make a couple of bows. Minute. Let's see if I can look at this tree. Do y'all have to do that?
My cats would love those little balls.
Of course.
They'd never get them off though. Not with the way she does it.
I feel like I've left this a little bit empty in here, but you can always add. You can always add. So, do y'all love the curlies? Yeah. We have those in red as well, and the green and red balls that match them as well. I just think mixing them is always good. This tree would be great, like if you use your staple, your big pieces, a couple of big pieces, always mix in your other ornaments that you have, because everybody always has ornaments. I always have those special ornaments that you absolutely love. So, I only put 3 of those balls on there. Definitely could go in and add some more green balls to fill this up. See, you can definitely fill this tree up. Now, if this tree was all like this top, I would actually add a whole lot more into here. But since we have these branches that have this big bush, I think this is called, is that Canadian pine? Does anybody know? No, Canadian pine's a little bit thinner, I think. I don't know. This is some type of pine, but it's a bigger, bushier pine that's on the end. And I think showing that and leaving it like that, a little bit of that out. We have sprays or like picks that have pine cones on them that are made out of this stuff. So a lot of people use the whole piece in their tree that has the pine cone and the berries on it, and it has this type of greenery on those picks. Some of it's flocked, some of it's frosted. So I'm just not gonna cover those up. I'm not gonna take too many ornaments and cover those tines on the tree up too much. Okay, so let me do this. I wanna make a bow, okay? Anybody wanna see a bow?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna do a couple of different things. All right, this is my door that I've got here. I've made a makeshift door. This is the Real Touch teardrop that we have in stock that has the pine cone on it. So I am going to make a loop bow to go on this. So I have a Norfolk wreath over here. I have another one of those teardrops over here. This right here is also a teardrop. Some people call it a swag. It's listed as a teardrop. This is a metallic green. We have red, white, pink. We have all different colors in this. We did have the evergreen. We cannot keep it. We're sold out. I honestly think the evergreen is sold out again. So, but anyway, these are great to just put a bow on. That's all I've done here, is I put a bow on this. A lot of people take these and cover them completely up. So that's why we're out of these, is most wreath makers out there buy these and you can't even see this right here at all. They're covering it with so much filler, ribbon. They put a Santa Claus in that, or just so much sprays and ribbon. I know y'all probably seen some of that stuff, and they're absolutely beautiful. Okay, so what do we want to see? I done a little combination right here with this red. Y'all call that red, or y'all think that's burgundy? Red? Okay, I think I could pull it burgundy if I put a burgundy poinsettia with it, or if I put a burgundy ball or another burgundy ribbon. I think I could pull burgundy out of this ribbon. But I put red with it, so it's pulling, to me, it's pulling the red in it. I love this ribbon. It's got that right middle in it. This is more of an emerald green. This is more of a Kelly green, but it looks good together, doesn't it? Don't be too scared. A lot of people will go, oh, that don't match. They put their ribbons up together and they go, that doesn't match exactly like that, but it doesn't look bad. Okay? Just think outside the box a little bit. You won't get some people do that. Okay, so let me get my scissors here. I'm gonna need some zip ties. I'm gonna kind of get down here on the floor a little bit. Where is my box? Grab this box. I've got ribbon in this box. I've got ribbon in this other box. Grab gold. Do y'all see a combination of ribbons that you want to see together more so than anything else? Anybody? I love this ribbon right here. This is one of my favorite ribbons. You love this too? I love this one. I think I want to do something with it because I want to do the lime green with the Kelly green as well. Let's do, maybe let's do this combination. You want to do that? Okay. I'm going to do a loop bow. And I'm going to do a loop bow to go on that Norfolk over there. And then I'm going to do a loop bow to go on this right here, or maybe a regular bow to go on one and a loop bow to go on one, okay? And I'm not sure, I call it a loop bow. I'm not sure that, I've always called it a loop bow. Do you hear anybody else say anything about a loop bow?
I don't know.
I'm
That's
not
what I
sure.
call it though, but I think it's because you call it that.
I've always called it a loop bow. I don't know if anybody else out there makes them, but they call them a loop bow. But I just say a loop bow because it's just loops. It's not technically a bow where we're going side to side like we would use on this bow maker. Like technically a bow to me is where you're making the 2 loops on each side, and then you're layering those 2 loops, and you're going 2 loops, 2 loops. This is just 1 loop at a time. Several loops, but it's just 1 loop at a time. And it's going vertical. I was a little stumped there with vertical. Okay, so a tail, depending on what I'm making it on. Now for this one, I'm gonna leave a little bit longer of a tail. Can everybody see me okay? I know I'm down here in the floor, but, okay. So this is shorter. So I'm not gonna make that, this one is not gonna be for this because I don't want my tail this long on this, okay? I'm making it for that reed. Okay, so I've got a tail. I'm just gonna gather it up and I'm gonna make a loop. Okay, 1 loop. I wanna make sure that I twist everything so everything's to the front, okay? All right. Now I dovetail as I'm going through. Y'all do not have to do this. Cut straight across and then dovetail it when you get finished, okay? It's just habit for me. Okay, so I do not do this the same every time, okay? Right now, I have a 4-inch ribbon and I have 3 2.5-inch ribbons. I mean, 3 1.5-inch ribbons. I'm gonna need a 2.5. Now, could I use these? Probably so, but I'm gonna use it on this, not on that over there. Okay, so I'm gonna use this red next, okay? It's a 2.5-inch. Okay. Kind of like I did in the tree. I'm gonna go tail, loop, cooperate with me here, loop. Everybody see? I'm just gonna cut that out, okay? And now I'm gonna go with this pretty, it's about to run away from me, it's about to have to pitch that. Okay, I'm gonna do a tail at the top because I want a tail up here. We always need some tails. I always like, when I do a loop bow, I like those little tails. I'm gonna do a loop at the bottom, a loop at the top, and I'm gonna leave a tail. Okay, now I'm gonna go with red. I'm gonna leave a tail. I'm gonna do a loop. And I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna take a zip tie. Zip tie it off. I'm gonna run a zip tie into the bottom here, underneath, and then I'm gonna finish zip tying it off really tight. And get all my dovetails here. Okay, and on this red, since it's the green back, I'm gonna fold my edge. Now, if you do not want to dovetail, y'all can cut it at an angle, okay? Everybody does it different. Now, let me get up. Get my cutters here. You can put this at the bottom. We're going to put it at the top.
You need me to hold it.
Okay. Just want to try to hold that on there. And now that zip tie holds that really tight so that you can pull this. Once you get it onto your reed, you can pull that out. And the good thing about wire is you just run your finger down it. You want to curl that out, you can curl it out. You want to curl it in, This one, you wanna roll it up, where you can see that green on that side, you can do that.
We had a follower comment that this would also be a really good bow for your mailbox.
Yes, it would be. Okay. Loop bow. That's easy, y'all. That's an easy bow. That's not actually taking and just doing loops and getting your loops even on each side. That's why a bow is really hard for people sometimes, is you get to making a bow and this loop's this long and this loop over here is this long. And sometimes when I'm making a bow, sometimes mine turns out that way and I'm like, what in the world was I doing? I get in a hurry and I get a little crazy, you know, so that's a great bow. I can reach it really good. So there's a loop bow. Okay, now I'm gonna do another loop bow for this one right here. We're gonna do, okay, this is a 4-inch ribbon. This is a smaller teardrop right here. I'm gonna do a shorter tail on this. I'm gonna do a loop. Shorter tails, okay? Just because I don't want it to cover up this pretty greenery right here. This is that natural touch. It's a cypress. Okay, so shorter tail. Let's do this green. And do a loop. I like all of my tails, different lengths. There's no right or wrong, you guys. If you want them all, if you're one of those people that like it all symmetrical, that's okay. You can do that. I'm gonna do a loop at the top with this one. Do you have to do a loop at the top? No. I'm gonna cut this a little bit shorter too. And then let's go in with some gold on top. Y'all like the gold? Let's do a loop of gold. Okay. Now, you think you're going to see that zip tie, but you don't. Once you get this all pulled out, you never see that zip tie. You'll notice how big of a mess I made on this stuff. Okay. Then I'm just going to take this zip tie. I'm going to take it off here where I can see it, you guys. See if I can run it up underneath this little tie that's on here. I want to get it up as far as I can to cover up the hook up here. So, and then not cover up too much of this. And one good thing about zip ties is once you put that zip tie on there, it keeps it so secure so you can pull that bow. Your loops, you get this home, like just say you come to the store and I made you a bow. When you get home, that's gonna be mashed like that, right? All you have to do is just pull that because that zip tie is holding that in there very secure and you're able to pull that exactly where you need it to go. Let me hang this back up. And see, the shorter tails kind of give it to where you can see. This is a loop bow to me, but it looks like a bow, does it not? Just because I made 2 loops with this, but I kept that short, and then I just made all my loops here, and it's going up and down. Basically did this kind of bow on the tree as well. So if you wanted to do some bows like this, you could do the bows, zip tie them, cut everything, and then when you go to decorate your tree, just put it in there, just the same way that I did the tying around it. You would already have them zip tied off, and you just go decorating your tree. And I've done that before. A lot of times I've made the bows, have the bows ready, go to decorate the tree, just put them in the tree. So. Okay, let's do a bow though, too, like this one right here, okay? All right. Any other combos? Y'all wanna see? Let's use this one. I love this. Anybody like holly? It's really pretty. It would look really pretty, I guess, on this one and instead of the metallic, but we're gonna make it this, okay? This ribbon right here is very pretty. It's got that lime and that emerald. Okay, so loop. Twisting, okay? Everybody good? Let's do 2.5 inch. You can use a tail down here or you can go up top, okay? So loop. Velvet's a little bit harder to work with, okay? Not real hard, but it's just a little bit harder, okay? Because it's heavy. Okay. 2 loops there. I may dovetail this one. Even though it's got the green on the other side. Okay, let's do this one. Holly. Let's go a couple of loops with it because we want to make it stand out. And so I'm going to do a couple of loops. I'm going to cut it. I've got a little tail here. I'll cut it in a minute. And then I'm going to leave a tail down here. I'm going to start with a tail. I'm going to go loop and a loop. Cut this one at a different length. And then I think we need to do gold in this because it says. Okay. Tail, a loop. Let's just do one loop. Y'all want just do one loop? I think that gold's enough.
I want to go decorate for
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna put a zip tie in the back of this because I'm gonna put it on that metallic green right there. I'm just gonna zip tie that. Let me get my tails cut. I'm just gonna dovetail all of this, including that red and green. I've been folding it, but you do not have to fold it. You can just dovetail it. You can actually go back. I have taken before this 4 inch and just actually putting it on the front of it. Okay. Y'all have been really quiet. Taking it in. Okay, put the bow, taking 2 times of this. Put that bow in there. Now you can zip tie this just as well. Twisted those. Pull it. Pretty? Now, would y'all have thought about putting those together?
I wouldn't have thought about putting the gold in there, but that gold is top.
And it's just large glitter. So pretty. We have this in all different colors, from royal blue to hot pink, and it's so pretty. It's stunning. Anyways, every time you use this large glitter, it's really pretty. It just makes a difference.
So what are your hours?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. We'll start opening on Saturdays from 8 to 2, the first Saturday in November. We'll just be open on Saturdays from 8 to 2, November and December.
But if you wait till December, you're not gonna do nothing.
Right, well, exactly. We ship, you can order online. We ship every day, and it flies out.
I will say I ordered all my stuff and did a pickup. I was like, before it sells out, I had to order my stuff.
Yeah. Did you get any shipped to you?
No, I just did a pickup. So, yeah.
Yeah, Tiffany does all of ours social media and all of our marketing. And she's never at the store unless we have a big event. So yeah, she gets to see all the stuff on videos and.
I get to see it on video, but I'm not there, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta at least place the order online so that it's put somewhere so I can get it.
Yes, I will tell y'all, we've had, when I tell y'all we didn't have any of these evergreen, teardrops like this, we had 230 of them, and in less than 2 weeks, we sold every one of them. And then we found maybe 90 to 150 more, they're gone as of today, so. That's how when we say get it, when you say it won't be there in December, it could possibly not be there in December. If there's a particular ribbon, there was a girl that got some NUTCRACKER ribbon last year, and she needed one more roll, and we were sold out, and we could not get any more of it, and so she found some on Etsy, and she paid double the price for it, but she got what she wanted. So, anyway, that's pretty, isn't it? That's really pretty. So, all of these items you can find at tmigifts.com. Y'all got questions when we get finished, y'all come up, we'll look at anything, we'll talk about it. Anybody on TikTok or YouTube got anything?
They have been talking up a storm,
Have
but but they're good, I think.
Good.
They did say you snooze, you lose. If you want it, you better get it. They're already shopping.
Lots of good stuff. We do have lots of good stuff.
And we're gonna do a door prize when you're ready for us.
Yes, whenever, do you want to do a couple of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I
Oh,
know
thank
that
you.
you guys are gonna do one of the swags. TMI's gonna do another one. You pick your choice. And then we also have, I wanted to talk about a few things. When I was picking out things to do for the tree, I was gathering up items because we talked about doing traditional stuff. And so when I pulled things, I wanted to show y'all, like we have these metal signs. A lot of wreath makers use these signs in lots and lots of wreaths. Don't get away from using these in your tree, okay? They have a hole in the top of them and in the bottom of them. I put a Chanel stem on them, put them in the tree. Look how beautiful this one is. And then look at the Santa Claus. When I say we have signs, we have a lot of signs. We do have a lot of signs. And then I go through and then I'll be like, oh, where's that sign at? It's gone. But we do have a lot of signs. But you can put these in your tree. You can also put those in that swag or in a wreath as well. So don't be discouraged by that. But I did want to show y'all this sign, and we're going to do a door prize for this too as well. Y'all seen the lady that does pastels? I think she's gone. Does anybody else do pastels that's left in here? This is a TMI exclusive sign. It's the 12 Days of Christmas, and it's in the pastel colors. We, when I decorated this year, so next Christmas, we will be purchasing in about 6 weeks for Christmas next year, okay? So right now, we're prepared for Christmas next year. So whatever is in this season got prepared for in December of last year, okay? So when we designed, last year when we was thinking about themes and what we want to do, I said, I want to do the 12 Days of Christmas. Let's do the 12 Days of Christmas. And to me, that's timeless. There's a story behind the 12 Days of Christmas. I'm sure one of y'all could probably tell us. I think it's a religious story behind the 12 Days of Christmas. I'm not real sure, but I am going to read it and stuff. But I love the 12 Days of Christmas. I love that song. I love going to the mountains, and you drive down through, and you've always been to the mountains, and they have the scenes, and it's the 12 Days of Christmas down through the strip. So I was like, let's just do that. And so I did different things, and I did a theme of 12 Days of Christmas. So my three French hens was an arrangement, just like in a dough bowl, and it was 3 French hens inside of a little arrangement. So I did the 12 Days of Christmas on trees, or my partridge in a pear tree was a bird cage on a big flower pot that was really, really pretty. So if y'all come to the store, you'll see my theme. A lot of the trees are missing all the ornaments off of it. So there's not very many of them that are left decorated. But anyway, when we done this last year, we decided to do a pastel theme, 12 Days of Christmas. So we designed this sign, and this is a TMI exclusive. So I want to give this away today, so you'll have one of the TMI exclusives. 12 Days of Christmas sign. So,
Ready?
all right.
Hey guys, while they're doing the door prize,
just those two are the sign.
Do you still have a good many of those?
We do.
Number 3 is Miss Tammy McDonald.
I get to choose between these two. Maybe we can do something with it.
25 is Hannah Burrell.
Get this one, Hannah. It's still pretty.
Y'all know we're all jealous.
Yes. You are. So pretty. Okay, so I can do bows with any of the ribbon that I have here. Usually a loop bow that's like that over there. If it's a 4-inch ribbon, we usually do $12 a bow. So if anybody needs any bows, I will make them for you. I do have product here. If you want any of this product, y'all see the price list on it. If you want any of it, you can carry it home with you today. But we want y'all to come to the store and shop. So.
So just personal curiosity, what is your background that you wound up, like, do you have a degree in floral design?
I have no degree. I have
Art?
I do not have any art. My mother cannot tie bows or, she sews. So I think that she's kind of creative and she has an eye for, furniture and decor. Maybe that's where I get some of it from. But I will tell you about, I started work at TMI 20-something years ago. About 20-something years ago. I worked there for about 5 years. And during the time that I was working there, I worked with a lady and she had floral background. She had worked in wholesale floral industry. And so she was familiar with importing product, which Tracy that owns TMI Gifts, she has a big background in importing product and a lot of decor and how to get that kind of stuff. Well, Robin was her name, and she taught me, I learned a lot from her. If you're willing to like keep your mind open a little bit, you can, and like absorb what people are doing, you can learn a lot from them. And I learned a ton of stuff from Robin. She was a great designer, and she would take things that I would go, kind of like what you guys said about the gold ribbon. I wouldn't have thought about putting that gold ribbon with it. She would take things and I'd go, oh, I cannot believe she's gonna make me decorate with this. And it would turn out so pretty. You know, a lot of times you think about using florals. I think, I don't wanna put florals in a tree. I don't wanna put flowers in a tree. But they made florals for trees. We have a burgundy tree that I think everything that got on it is sold out, except we bought these burgundy cone hydrangeas that we put in there, and it was for Christmas. And we have some of those left, and they're beautiful in that tree. They're absolutely beautiful. But years ago, I never thought about putting florals in a tree. I was like, that's a little much, but it's beautiful. So I think she kind of made me think outside the box a little bit and, you know, do some things. And Tracy, we'll tell you, Tracy that owns the company, she is a go big or go home kind of person. She always has wanted, like, she loves over the top. She will push you, like when I want to be conservative, like in the past I would be like real conservative. I'd be like, I don't want to open up another roll of ribbon and use it. Or I don't want to do, I want to be conservative, and I get to that stopping point, like where I said that ribbon needed to be there and I needed to open another roll of ribbon. Years and years ago, I'd been like, I don't need to do that. But you don't leave something undone. You finish it and you do it right and you make it look good. And so she's very much that way. And so she'll keep me pushed and, you know, in the right direction of do it right and make it look good. I don't know. I don't really have a degree or a background in it.
I have a question. If you purchase online, like, can you go ahead and pay for it and then just it stays and you can pick it up?
Absolutely. We have, when you order online, Tiffany can tell you a little bit more about that, but when you order online, I think there's an option to pick up in store, and we pull that order, we have a little section over there that, and we staple your receipt onto it, and it's picked up. It's set in there, ready for you to pick up in the store.
And I think you'll get like an email saying, I'm pretty sure like your order is ready for pickup or something like that.
When you make the bows, how many different ribbons do you use for, the $12?
Whatever. Usually there's, like I have 4 or 5 ribbons in that. I'm gonna use, usually when I'm doing a loop bow, it's gonna be 4 or 5 ribbons. And not always do I use a 4-inch ribbon. And sometimes I use designer ribbons. I've made loop bows with some designer ribbon that have been like $25 bows because that designer ribbon gets on up there. We have, so like this red sequin ball right here, we had a 4-inch wide ribbon that was that sequin stuff. And a lot of people wanted to do those like in a loop bow. So one loop of that is like 1.5 yards of that ribbon. So it just depends. Depends on what ribbon you're making it with. But usually there's 4 or 5. I've used even 6. So. Any more questions?
I wonder if that tree would go in the back of my car.
You have to decorate it, don't you? For real. It is just on this one side. We need to finish decorating. But it looks good. Traditional colors with a little bit of gold, and we could have left the gold out and added some lime green to it, and it would have been just fine. Or white. I'd originally pulled red, white, and green, but I'm like, no. But couldn't you see these signs in that tree? Let me get up here.
We have never been.
Taking this cardinal sign, and putting that in there. Isn't that pretty?
How much, what's the cost of those?
These signs? I think this one's like $5.95 or
$5,
$6.95.
yeah, $5 or
It's in that.
$6.95.
I think it might be in that.
It
on
is.
that sheet. And I love this one too.
Is it the Santa or the Cardinal?
The cardinal.
$6.95.
$6.95. Santa, same price?
The Santa is actually $6.50, which I'm shocked about.
Oh, do y'all know themes? Do y'all know what's going to be the hot thing next year? Do y'all know? Y'all want to take a guess at it? I don't know. I haven't been to market yet. I haven't been out there to see. I've got ideas about it, but I really don't know what's the next big thing. I've been saying for 2 years, jade, a jade color, is going to be big. I don't know if it will be or not, but could possibly.
Was it you that was saying burgundy?
Burgundy is a
like
big
that
color.
90s.
Yes. And people keep saying lavender. Gina, do you know what the color of the color wheel for like flower shops, you know how they have like a color, what do they call that? Can you tell me? Or do you know?
Like a color wheel?
No, they have that color, they have like a color, what's it called? It's like the color of the year in the flower business, and it's almost like it's almost like when you look at that, whatever that theme or that trend is, it kind of carries on through some of that stuff throughout. It's amazing how floral stuff and then your crafting and all of that kind of comes into play on what the big colors are for the year. So I don't really know what the big Christmas, I think traditional is going to come back. I've had a lot of people this year talking about Santas. Y'all, like some years it's like nobody wants a Santa at all. No one wants Santa at all. They do snowmen, they absolutely do not want a Santa. Santa's making a big comeback. He's like the nostalgic, vintage, even some of the old world Santas. So like you got all those different looks of the Santas. We've had several people talking about Santas this year, so I don't know, Santa's may be a big thing.
So what is the color this year? What's the big color this year?
Well, you know, we did a carnival theme. So, like we saw it trending toward the end of the year last year. So like yellow and orange mixed in. Yeah, we did a whole carnival. I did like, we called it At the Big Top. If you get on our website, you'll see At the Big Top and you'll see a collection under there. So like, I brought this gold ornament earlier, but this is almost like a yellow gold. So there was yellow velvet ribbons, orange ribbons, so hot pink and silver and red and orange. I did that on our mantelpiece in our, not this one, but so like oranges was really big in, and believe it or not, we've sold every orange ball we have. I think there was one orange ball left, and we had 2 or 3 different styles of orange balls. Kind of crazy, isn't it? Kind of crazy. Orange, red, hot pink is what we did. Orange, red, hot pink. That was kind of, but red and white's been big this year too. I did a red and white garland above our bow bar. I've sold that 1 or 2 times. So red and white's seems like it's big. And I didn't do anything red and white in the store.
I do red and white.
Our bow bar area.
I love red and white.
Yeah,
I do
red
like a
and white's-
cottage look. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Well, you can go so many different ways. You can go red and white with Santa's. You can go red and white and then add your green in one year. You can do red and white and do like the peppermint and the the gingerbread kind of theme with it. So there's a lot of ways you can go with the red and white.
I feel like gingerbread's really, well, it's always really big, but I don't know, this year it just seems like it's hit a little harder too.
If y'all follow any of our social media stuff, did y'all see the gingerbread house we have in the front of our store? We have a life-size gingerbread house when you walk in our front door at the store. So that gingerbread's pretty.
I have square wreaths,
Yes.
but I turn them at an angle.
Yeah.
Now, which one of those bows would look best on that?
Loop bow.
All right, I need 4.
Okay. Very good. Are they a boxwood? Is it a boxwood wreath?
Pardon?
What kind of wreath is it? Is it a boxwood or what kind of?
It's not boxwood, it's some kind of fir or
Oh, okay.
something similar to
I
that.
got you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we do have those square boxwood wreaths.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people put them on the diamond, triangle
I do,
shape.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I would do the loop bow for that.
Okay, I'd like those colors.
Do
With
you
some
like
gold-
that style?
But
or-
I'd like some gold in it.
Yeah, more like that one right there.
Let me see, Tammy. More like that.
Okay, those colors. Do you like that holly one that's like this right here? Do you like this one, or do you want more of that other diamond shape? The diamond?
Diamond.
Ma'am, does that look okay?
Heat on in my house. I said you better cut that off right now. I don't know that. I can't. He said that's the stuff. Yeah, get a girls trip up and you ladies just come on over there.
We're still live on TikTok. Yes, I'm just letting them watch you do your thing. They're loving it. Guys, I can talk now. So if y'all have any questions, y'all let us know. Thank y'all for hanging with us this afternoon. We have had so much fun watching Lori decorate this tree this year. Uh-oh. Do you want me to find it in your box?
Can I buy one of those Santa things tonight?
All I've got is what's up there, is that one. If you want to grab it.
Thank you, Francesca. You have been an absolute doll. Thank you for pinning stuff. What you looking for, Lori? A red? Well, this is, I don't know if you want to open it, though, but it's a red velvet. No, but let me look. Yeah, of course. Did you have any extra, or did you use it all on the tree? You want me to take some? You want me to take some off the tree? Because we're taking it down anyways, aren't we? I'll take it off the tree. Oh, let me get a video of the tree first.
Oh, let me see. This one, well, I do have silver in it. I don't know if it's a big glitter, but
I really enjoyed it.
good, thank you. Y'all come to the store. Say, hey, we will. All right. Let's see it in this chair.
Before I take that down, video of it.
I think I'm going to want something else.
Okay.
Picture of the tree from this side.
Hey, since we missed that, and I've seen your video in it, can we?
Yes, you can watch it back on YouTube. Go follow us on our YouTube page. It's TMI Gifts, and you can watch it back there.
Okay.
Yes.
Had to go to a meeting, so we didn't.
Oh, so y'all just came back. Y'all looped back.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What again?
That's what she was doing. So
Guys, I'm just going to leave y'all up. Hey, Nicole. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Did y'all have a meeting?
But I want to go to y'all's website and see that.
Thank you, Natalie Lynn. Well, let's see what she gets with your bows first. And then she said you could write a check. Yeah, she said check or cash. And then we just make sure your phone number was on the thing. So when
I would have never thought about putting all that stuff at the bottom.
I needed it. Yeah. Oh, how's it called?
But I don't run these down the side because I
Yeah, he did a lot. He had a store here in the office.
I wish we hadn't had to put
I love the cardinal sign.
They would be pretty on the inside.
Definitely.
Okay, come look at it for just a minute. I don't think I have enough to do 4 of this one. So let's pick another one.
We enjoyed it, thank y'all. Thank you for coming.
And then,
So you just do one loop and that saves your everybody does it.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. And she goes in a loop bow. She just does loop. She's not really a traditional bow. So, yeah.
you like this one as well, or do you want me to just do it?
We have lots of her bows for it. All our social
Okay, okay, good.
so that you can catch that back.
Golden is to do that.
Do you want that, Mr. B?
You like it better than this?
Yes.
Well, in between,
I like that.
Okay.
yes, right there.
Are you gonna have enough?
Thank you very much.
I'm so glad to see y'all.
Yes, and she's decorated over 34 Christmas trees. I am. So, and we'll start
And a tree open.
We'll get you some girls together. We are opening up on Saturday, starting the first Saturday of November. So get some girls together. Lori has decorated over 34 trees for that, and they're all different things.
We'll have to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
This ring is for and then she just
watched it, and we had it in there, and I had it, and I had the microphone from
Yeah, it was a good time.
we carry a garland.
Yeah, and I have it in a garland.
Francisco is little kids that do it in like basic.
I may just,
And I needed to talk to Sandra. She said she had
it's gonna be done, but I know it's gonna be
not
2
when
weeks
you
before.
got signed.
Before you get up there.
Dogwood Hills, I had maintained my Dogwood Hills.
And then do some extra shopping while you're there.
I wish that meal And they just love breaking it.
Pretty. Yeah, it's very pretty.
You know, at J. Neal's, I don't know.
Well, now Sandra said she had one, but I don't know what the sign says.
I bet she's still in parking lot.
Okay.
Because I thought this was gonna be a weird thing we have a meeting. And we just got started. Looks so nice. Listen, she said they had about 34 trees, and we just need to get together and go and visit.
We do have a lot of trees. Now, some of them, I always say, I'm like, when people come in, I'm like, I haven't had time to really mess with them because like a lot of them have all the ornaments off of them and real pretty ones. We're selling all that stuff, but everybody's like, oh, it looks pretty. Still got a little bit of ribbon on them.
What if you did take a check? I want to get two of those.
Okay, you know, in the
Yeah, absolutely.
north end of the
Just
state.
pay Tiffany here.
Whatever you, I told her I didn't know what your bow charges would be.
These would be 12.
Okay, 12 each.
And, who do I make this to?
TMI Gifts.
TMI?
TMI, and then space gifts.
Yeah.
You said $12. She's getting 4. And then she's getting this one, and it's gonna be $61.45.
Okay.
Aren't you with Jan and them on the, cooking day?
You mean what do you ask me about James?
Are you on their cooking team?
On the cooking team.
Cooking team?
I did the cookout or the top contest this past Saturday at the fair,
Okay.
but I'm not on the team. But no, yeah, we were up in there.
Before we didn't supposed to go.
It's got my phone number on it.
I thought I did it too.
It did.
But that's what I said, I'm only one judge. So she had to do all of the showmanship, and way to judge everybody by that.
You guess what you just
Thank you very
One
much.
judge is the judge, and one judge is the birds. It's going at the same time.
What was it, buggy?
See, the judge just said, he's a fun good about it, and then said that they were on harmony.
Oh, sorry, hon.
Like, you're a judge.
Who had to sit out there in the concrete?
Me, Gina, and Tracy just sit hanging out.
Oh, God. Way to go.
Swear to God. Kind of like the horse show used to be.
It looks like this one and stuff.
I bet you is it, so you can just zip tie these right on to your roof.
They did.
Yeah.
You need some help? We got you.
All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
Good job.
You're welcome.
Alright. Tell us when you're coming down.
She's older than me and I was struggling, wasn't I? Getting up here.
Now you're gonna have to take all that off the tree before you leave.
It won't happen. I promise it won't.
No, it's
It'll, it'll
way less time getting it.
Tiffany will help me here.
Yeah, I'll start getting it down.
I'm so ready to go home. It's been a long day.
Tell us what we need to do.
As soon as Tiffany gets done.
Good job. Yeah. Keep you from. This one can't do anything. Thanks. Good job. Appreciate that.
Gonna get you some pine cones. You gonna put plug in or you just?
Or, check.
I bought me a bow maker and I cannot use the thing.
Which kind you buy that?
I don't know.
It's probably the We did sell another one besides that one, and everybody absolutely loves it, but I like this one so much. I don't know why.
Mine is not, it's not the one you're thinking of.
That,
Bow.
Easy Bow?
Yeah, it wasn't that one, it was another one. Man, it don't jee-haw.
I have an easy bow maker.
I don't know what I do wrong, but mine, I do better if I just do freehand it.
I promise you, I can relate to you, Gina.
Ma'am?
I can relate to you. When you say that, like, I know people, when they tell me, I really took, when people said, I've tried to make a bow and I just cannot make a bow. I get it, because the bow maker is really hard. You know, for somebody that knows how to make a bow, the bow maker is really hard for me to do, so.
Yeah, so I was taught to make a bow, and then when I try it, everybody's like, oh, it's so much easier. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
That's perfect. I don't, but that's fine. I'll just write it on there.
I love that ribbon. The little diamond.
I like
It's even
this
prettier
one.
when you get closer
I like
to it.
this one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
And I like the
There we go.
Thank you.
Well, I
Hope you enjoy your pine cones.
Yeah, the nutcracker is
Good. Did not go right about bringing it.
Where's the sand?
That was for a baby mystery.
Hey, and we have two or three. We have two or
their
three of
stuff.
those.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, we have this one right here too, that has the white background, where that's red. So we've got some pretty Santa ones.
I don't know how I'm gonna get up there, but I'm coming.
It would be pretty in the middle of that wreath.
Oh, yes.
And put the around the house.
Need to make
It's a learning day going up there.
I'll go. We could go over my car.
We gotta go talk to Skip for a second.
Yes, field trip.
We'll go talk to her anyway.
No, just all what you do is just put it in the, like,
In the boxes that came in.
yes. We'll just kind of lay it in there, like all the bell sprays, you take them out first, and then they're just slip in there. And I'm done with this.
Oh, Lordy, I got them all at the top.
Oh, I'll get those down. We'll get those down the last. We'll get the last one.
You want them just in the box, baby?
That they belong in, yeah. Bye. Well, do you know how many?
That we made at the,
At the, banking. No, that place. Well, I think it's fine. She's gonna do fall wreaths, I think.
and then we're going to move it
Nico.
to
I think-
Nico's that night.
No, we're going to McAllister's, I think. And then Nico's is
Yeah.
Christmas.
I think that's right.
Well, did you find out anything else?
No, they were through.
You got some. I love these. Are these glass? Plastic. Okay, I have glass.
Got zip ties and all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I got all those. I did.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
I was gonna tell her that I enjoyed it. Did you make a bow?
No, I didn't make a motion. I hear you moving out to Oxford sometime soon.
Saturday.
And Maggie was talking about putting lights.
Take a tree down and enjoy it.
I would be tickled to see him there.
You know, I had that place where you like a fountain or I had to stand in a door somewhere.
Or you got one. Yeah. Big packet, yeah.
All right, are these what they're called?
He's the one who did that wonderful.
This is the bottles. I don't know why it is.
Maybe they asked me to do too.
They cleaned it up in there.
She thinks her cat was gonna she has no idea, huh?
Okay, I'm gonna tell these girls I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Good, glad you did. You come.
I will see what else she put on there after I left. Great job, great job.
Thank you.
Oh, and you want, I like this. These ornaments right here, I'm loving these ornaments for some reason. I'm looking forward to reading.
Are you selling these?
How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Let me look how much that is. Let's see.
I had that thing and it's in my car. I didn't know whether y'all would still be here or not.
Oh, we definitely are. You need a sheet?
It's, I don't see it.
Which one are you looking for?
That right there.
Oh, it's not on that one. Hold on. Let me grab Lori's sheet over here.
I don't think it's got.
I think it's $19.95.
What is it?
That cypress.
Oh, 25.
$25.95. And there's one over here with a bow on it if you're interested in it.
Well, I'll bring it back to you because the nail fell out of the wall. When I started looking at this tag, the nail fell out of the wall.
Well, it was a tag I had it hung up on that was already there, so that's probably why. But she did a bow on this one tonight.
Kept the.
I was just thinking, you could put real greenery in here and it would look real.
It almost looks like it's
Oh, we still live. Hey guys. Everybody go over to Lindsay. Lindsay will be live in 20 minutes. Y'all make sure to go follow her. Go watch her tonight. She's going to be live decorating a rustic ribbon. And it's a kit. So y'all can get that kit tonight at tmigifts.com. So y'all make sure to head over and follow Lindsay. I'm going to end this live because y'all don't need to see us undoing the tree. So y'all have a great night.